we are continuing with our Pull-a project. Pull-a project. So remember, the last one was pumpkin cozies. So let me show you what we have here. We're going to make a pumpkin cozy. Okay, let me show you. Let me turn you around. Here is orange yarn. These are all different too. It's weird. This is Walmart Mainstays. This is, I love this yarn, and this is Super Saver. This one is really tough and hard to work with, but anyhow, I've already got it started. It's looking like this. All right, we're making us a little pumpkin cozy. It's nice and stretchy. I did a foundation starting row, foundation double crochets. I don't normally do that, but we're on our way. I got one more row to go, and then we do something else. So let me get back to it. Okay, yeah, it's getting later in the evening, but we've worked on the pumpkin cup cozies. Pumpkin cup cozies. Are you ready? Okay, so you'll notice something right away. I made two. I mean, why make one? I made two. So here they are. They're cute. Look, this one was a little short. I forgot a round. I didn't count my rounds properly. This one is a little bit taller. One round taller. But they're cute, aren't they? Look at the little leaf and the little stem. And they're really pretty stretchy. I've had it on my my tin cup, you know, and it fits on there. So we got two little pumpkin cozies, two of them. I had help. Yep. Okay, so we're back to our little container, and it's time to pick a new project. There's not as many as there was at the beginning in here, so let's grab us one. I got two together here. Hang on. So what do we got? What do we have? What do we have? I can't get it apart. It's stuck. A bat. Oh my goodness, I've wanted to make a bat for a long time. All right, so we gotta pick a bat pattern. I got a couple bat patterns. I want a simple one. I want an easy one. I don't want this to take forever. So let me look through my patterns and see what I have, which bat pattern we're gonna work on, and what yarn we're gonna use. We'll be back. All right, we're started on the bat. We're gonna use our 4-weight plushie yarn. I got a light purple and a dark purple. This is body, this is wings. We're started, so here we go. So here's our little guy. He's kind of cute. There's his little feet down here, and they're never perfect, in my opinion. They're never perfect. Like, I think this wing here is a little bit more forward, just a little bit, than this one. And he's a little off-centered, like, I don't know, maybe it would have looked better if this wing was back just like maybe one little stitch or so. But, you know, that's the thing about these guys. They're never perfect. They're never the same. They are handmade, and, you know, they all have their own unique qualities, that's for sure. I wish his ears were more like, you know, up like this instead of like this. I think they should have been more pointed up, but, you know, it is what it is. So he's cute. I mean, he's cute. Somebody will love it, and they won't look at it and see all the imperfections like, you know, I do, because I just pick it apart. But anyhow, there's the bat. I'm going to make another bat, a different kind of a bat. So I'll be back in a little bit with bat number 2. Okay, I'm back. I told you I was going to make one more bat, and I thought this one would be really quick, but I struggled with parts of it. But there it is. I mean, it's super cute. The thing I struggled with was these wings and ears. It made them separate and had to sew them in. They were made with magic rings, and the hardest part is getting one side to look like the other side. So there it is. I put it on a keychain because it was so little. There he is, little bat. What do you think? Okay, well, he's okay. One wing goes more forward than the other, but it's okay. It's okay. All right, so as I was looking through my little container to see how many I had left, and I had the owl in there. I've already made an owl. I just grabbed another. I don't know if I showed it to you. I'll have to grab it and show you the other owl. And then I had done the seal. I just pulled that out at some point before this challenge really got started, I think, and did the seal. But I did those two, an owl and a seal. So those are done. Done. All right. So let's get into our little container here. There's not many left. There's about 7, 8. I don't know. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only 6. Okay, let's pull one. What are we going to do next? I hope it's nothing big. I just hope it's nothing big. I got a lot of big projects going. Oh, okay. I want to do this. It's a wind spinner. I think I found a pattern for one with a pumpkin at the bottom. So it'll be orange and black. I think this one will be fun. And I've got black sparkly yarn. I'm going to use the black sparkly yarn. I don't think I have orange sparkly yarn, but or what if I use that that Hirschner's yarn I made that pumpkin with? I've got more of that left. What if I use that? I don't know. We'll come up with something. I'll let you know what we come up with. I'll look at the pattern again, give it some thought, and see what I want to use. All right. I have to go help my husband now. He's outside working on a car. I got to go help him. All right. I'll get back to this later. Cats are going crazy. I don't know what's happening. Dog dishes are flying. Cats are running. I don't know what they're doing. I'm about to open the door and put them back outside because it's nice out. So I opted to use cotton because, think about it, cotton can get wet. And if it's outside, it can get wet. So I went rummaging through my stash and I decided to make not the pumpkin one, not the witch hat one. You tell me what I'm going to make. With yellow and orange and brown. What am I making? You tell me. You know. You know. I mean, yeah, I'm excited to get started with this. I have wanted to make one of these for a long, long, long time. So let's get started with it. I can hardly wait. Well, look at the mess that I made here. And this was just to make one wind spinner, but I made the wind spinner and then I thought, oh, I have these cool beads. I want to add beads to my wind spinner. So I did. So here's the wind spinner. Here it is right there, right? And I had some wooden beads, so I add those there. And here's the bottom of the wind spinner, and hanging off the bottom, here's the bottom. Right? So I added a couple wooden beads and I had a silicone butterfly bead. So we've got beads on here as well. So it looks like that. Now, I'm sure you want to see what it looks like hanging. So I'll be back in just a second to show you that. But man, I made a mess. And now that I got this out, I'm like, I have a couple pens. Look, I have the bags. Maritza sent me this stuff. I should take some of this stuff to my craft show and just sell some pens, right? There's 4 right there. I mean, I might as well. Why not? And then I've got all this other stuff, all the other supplies to make more. All right, let me show it to you. Hang on. Ready? We're going to let her fly. Let her rip. Potato chip. Here it goes. Ready? Look at that. Isn't it cool? I love it. Okay, I love the beads. I should have tied this. I still could. I should tie this bead right here so these don't slide. You know, tie it on, but look at it. And then, okay, the tutorial I found, these were made as coasters originally, and they're fairly flimsy. She, of course, attached it here, and then she sewed the bottom one together. But then these were all floppy, so I couldn't stand it. I went around and I did some little tacking at each of the points. I just took some thread and I went around and I tacked here, went through both, went through the middle here, there's a single crochet here. I just went through and I tacked them down better. They're not sewn closed, but they are kind of. You know, you can see little gaps, but they're all fastened so they don't flop all over the place. Isn't it cool though? I mean, it was so fun to make. It really was. I can see doing these in all kinds of pretty colors. She did a little picot stitch on the edge of hers, which I did not do, but I can see making some more. But okay, I'll tell you this. I saw them at the craft show last weekend, and there were some people selling these for like $10. I don't know if I could sell that for $10. That's a lot of work. I mean, this was not a lot of work, but then you add this, and then you string beads on it. I mean, it's up in the game, right? I don't know. Tell me a price. What do you think? What would you pay for it? And it's all cotton, so it can hang outside. I saw them in all kinds of pretty colors. Look, I'm flipped here. How did I get flipped? I don't know. We're flipped. There. Anyhow, they're cute. They're fun. All right, let's put this down real quick, and we'll look into. Look at it. It just does this. Let's find our little jar, and let's find us our next project. Here's our little jar. Our next project. There's two stuck together. Hang on. Oh, a snowman. All right, we're not really in snowman weather yet, but you know, we'll do a snowman next. I've been looking at some patterns. I think I've got some cute little patterns for some snowmen. So let me clean up this mess. Maybe I'll put a couple more pens together before I put it all away. And we'll move on to the snowman. Well, we're working on it. We are working on that item that we pulled, the snowman. Yeah, it's a snowman. Okay. He's got a weird looking nose. I don't really care for his nose. They could have made it more triangular shape, more like a carrot, but I don't know. He looks like he's got a beak, sort of. Anyhow, we're going to keep going, and we'll see how it turns out when it's done. Well, there he is. He's done. My first snowman. You would think that's, well, I made some snowman like flat things that I thought were going to be ornaments, but I have a plan for those. I think I'm going to put them on some cup cozies because they don't really do much the way that they are. Anyhow, my first snowman. He's cute. I had to redo the nose. I tried to do the nose with Parfait Chunky because I had a bright orange. And no, since Parfait Chunky is much fatter than this, he looked like he had a great big old, I don't know what on his face. It was weird. Anyhow, there he is. He's cute. He's super cute. I like him a lot. I like the scarf. I used some of this Soho. Got that from Hirschner's. I like this stuff. It's a 4-weight, just like this, so it goes with it very well. Yeah, he's cute. Do you like him? I like him. So thank you for watching this little series of let's pull a project from the cup. I have a few things left in the mushroom. I'll have to look at the mushroom and see what's left in there. There's not much left in there. But now I got to move on to Christmas stuff. The next craft show will be late November, and then I have one early December, and that's it. But, you know, it's got to be Christmas stuff. So I'm going to look through my Christmas Pinterest board, my Pinterest, and my Christmas patterns and see what there is for me to make. I got a couple ideas. I picked up some stuff yesterday to do a project. But anyhow, we'll do this again sometime because it was fun. It got me doing a lot of different things that I wouldn't have normally done. Got into some patterns that, were just sitting there. And I made some progress. So anyhow, thanks for watching. It was fun. And he's cute.